I have a wonder box here today, and I invite you to wonder what's inside. Let's find out. Inside is a stuffed animal. It's a comfort stuffy. And one just like this one was given to a family whose beloved dog died this past year. Their dog died, but their love for that dog and the love that that dog brought to that family did not die. This stuffy was placed in a special place in their house where their dog liked to curl up. And when anyone in the family wanted to remember or hold the feelings that they had while they were missing their pup, they would cuddle and hold this comfort friend. One way we can connect with those around us is by offering support and help as we remember loved ones who die. I felt connected to this family as they mourn this loss, and stuffies like this can help families connect with each other. We gather this morning in the midst of a season of remembering. Late October and early November is a time when people of many cultures and religious traditions honor those who have died with various holidays and family traditions. The oldest of these is the pagan holiday Samhain. It's celebrated from sunset today, October 31st, through sunset tomorrow. And it began as a Celtic harvest festival. They believe that this is the time when the barriers between the world of the dead and this world, that barrier between is a little bit thinner than usual. The ancient Celts celebrated Samhain by welcoming the spirits of their dead ancestors and setting places for them at dinner tables, and they would sit around in the evening and night telling stories. Halloween, that many of us celebrate today, has its roots in that holiday. And in the Christian tradition, there is All Saints' Day on November 1st and All Souls' Day on November 2nd. On these holidays, people leave flowers for family members on their graves or light candles in memory of those who they have lost. And in the Catholic tradition, on All Souls' Day, that is a time to pray for those who may have not made it to heaven yet, with hopes that the prayers will help them get there a little faster. And in Mexico, many celebrate Dia de los Muertos, a holiday where families demonstrate love and respect for deceased family members by building altars with offerings to their loved ones. They hold parades and celebrations together. And as Unitarian Universalists, we hold this All Souls Day of Remembrance for those who we love who have died. We create an altar together that many in our community have added to this week. And we share mementos to honor and remember those in our community who have died. So I wonder, how do you take time to remember those in your life who have died?
If you close your eyes and let the music play, keep our love alive, I'll never fade away. The importance of remembering, of keeping love alive, is why so many traditions make space for remembering those who have died. We tell stories and build altars. look through photos and pull out trinkets. We name the names of our loved ones who have died because we want to keep their memories alive, because our love for them lives on. We still have a relationship with those who are no longer with us physically, because the memories and the love lives on. In taking time to remember, we continue to cultivate those relationships. We continue to feel that love. As the kid in our story described, as I prayed, something changed, and my granddad seemed somehow near. As we take time to remember, to name our beloved dead, something changes, and they somehow seem near us again. The Reverend Aaliyah Kemmler writes about this phenomenon in this reading. She says, "In the 18 years I've served as minister of my small town congregation, I have led 96 memorial services, most for people I have loved. I didn't realize how much the deaths would hurt. The longer I stay, the deeper I love and the more I grieve. This seems so obvious, but I was surprised by it. Another surprise has been how our beloved dead seem to make themselves known, how they seem to linger with us for a little while. Once, after a memorial service, everyone left the church and gathered on the sidewalk in the sunlight of a still summer afternoon. As we stood there, a huge gust of wind blew down the street. We could see it coming almost like a tumbleweed. For maybe 5 seconds, the wind was all around us and over us. We turned and watched the gust blow down the street, and then it was completely still again. 'There she goes,' someone said. Another time, I was about to lead a memorial service for a man who shared a love of butterflies with his wife. Their home was filled with images of butterflies, and we had put a photo of one on the program. As I stood at the church door, a huge orange and black butterfly flew near. It circled me 3 times above my head, around my shoulders, and at the knees, and then it flew away. When I told his wife about it, she nodded. Butterflies have been all around me since he died. Last spring, a beloved elder who believed he would be reincarnated as a red-tailed hawk died. I told the congregation about his death at Sunday morning services. I had taped a picture of a red-tailed hawk in the front pew where he always sat. Several people told me that as I was making the announcement, they were looking out the sanctuary windows and saw a large hawk soaring above the church. Over the years, I've heard many stories about dragonflies and rainbows and love songs coming on the radio at just the right moment. Maybe it's just coincidence. Maybe we're looking for signs and so we find them. But maybe those we love are nearer to us than we realize. Maybe love is vaster than the limits of our understanding. I believe that it is. I agree with Aaliyah. I believe that love is vaster than our understanding, that love lives on, and that it matters that we take the time to remember those we have loved who are no longer with us. And so all week, many of you have been coming to add to our All Souls altar. And we have this table now filled with candles and leaves, rocks and butterflies, photos and memories. And we have filled this sanctuary with memory and with love. We are going to take a moment with our altar today. You may call this moment prayer or meditation, or you may simply see it as a time of intentional remembering. Whatever it is for you, I invite you into a space of remembrance and love. Let's take a few breaths together. Let us call into our hearts and into this space our ancestors, those who are no longer with us. Let us remember those who lived and loved deeply. Let us remember the light-filled ones who kindled our spirits with their teachings and the spark of their beliefs. Let us remember the risk-takers who faced their fears and took action, who sought justice even when they had to pay a price for it. Let us remember the vulnerable ones who allowed us to care for them, to be with them in their time of need. Let us remember the faith-filled ones who led us by their word and example into deeper relationship with the core of ourselves and the ground of our being. Let us remember the brave ones who walked through their struggles with hope, who taught us how to trust and have confidence during our times of sorrow and difficulty. Let us remember the great lovers of life, whose humor and enthusiasm lifted our spirits and brought us joy. Let us remember the nurturers, who birthed us physically or spiritually, who gave us sustenance by their caring presence. Let us remember our animal friends, those with 2 legs, 4 legs, and no legs, those with fur, feathers, and scales, who brought love and joy to our lives. Let us remember all souls, all those who we have been blessed to know and love, all those who live on in our memories and in our hearts. We close today with a reading by Heather Januels, This Sacred Thread. They once dwelled among us, the people of memory.
They who knew us, they who taught us, they who hurt us, they who loved us.
They touch our lives again and again through their presence and their absence.
Through familiar scents and favorite songs, through old stories and renewed sorrow.
As the earth turns and the leaves fall, we reach back to renew the bonds between us.
With hearts and hands open, we hold on to love, ever stronger than death.
We reach back in gratitude and understanding. Without our time together, the pain and the joy.
We would never be who we are today. We would have little to pass on ourselves.
Without fear, with thanksgiving, and with hope for all that awaits.
We remember those who have gone before. We honor the circle of life and death and our place within this sacred thread.
We extinguish this flame, but not the memories and the love. These we carry with us forever. Go in peace, go in love. I invite you to join in singing our song for parting, Peace and Joy.